Greetings to everybody in YouTube land. It's time to take a quick look at the first 5 weeks that were in the 2015-2016 Palm Coast Lanes Friday Night Mixed. The Friday Night Mixed would shrink again from 14 teams down to 12, but the competition looked to be no less intense. Heading into the 2015-2016 season, the Alley Cats' mission, and every other team for that matter, is to win the title. In this long marathon of a season, there will be highs and lows from teams and bowlers. Minimizing the lows and maximizing the highs will be on a team that contends for and perhaps win the Friday Night Mixed Championship. Unfortunately for the defending champion Alley Cats, things would not go according to plan. While week 1 of the Friday Night Mixed isn't the most important week, only one team would take 7. The team that would take 0 would be the Alley Cats, and it would be the start of a bad trend for them. Everyone else who won took 5 in what would be a not so important week. The Oddballs, Alley Cats, Highly Medicated, Turtle Lickers, Sandbaggers, and Steelers would make some changes to try to help their positions. Nobody would walk out of week 2 undefeated. Karen O'Shaughnessy's strong performance helped Guys and Dolls get off to a very strong start. Carol Paliuka's sweet 204 game would help her Mark It Up team take 4, while Steve Hoffman Jr. would give Joe's Aces 7 over the Oddballs. Many of the battles would be close, but week 3 would be a completely different story. Blowouts would be commonplace in week 3 of the Friday Night Mixed, and super sub Trevor Blanchard would stand above the rest. With an incredible 781 series, his 5 stars would easily dispatch the Turtle Lickers and total Wood by over 300 points. On the complete flip side, Highly Medicated would barely escape with 5 over the Oddballs in one of the most dramatic finishes so far. The Alley Cats would finally win a game for the first time all season, but still struggled against Guys and Dolls, and the Sandbaggers and Up Your Alley would blow out their respective opponents. Would the Alley Cats finally get on track? Week 4 of the Friday Night Mix would have more close finishes than in week 3, but one thing really didn't change, and that was the Alley Cats' struggles. They were blown out by the Steelers. It's hard to imagine that pretty much the same team has looked like the exact opposite of last season. David Evans would rip a superb 259 in the Sandbaggers' win over Highly Medicated, and Charlie Hermelin's sweet 245 game would put his Guys and Dolls in the lead, up by 5 early. The Oddballs would end up taking 4 in another close battle, this time against the 5 stars. And finally, Jack Shuda would rip an awesome 269 game, as Up Your Alley would knock off the L's and C's. Would the Alley Cats' fortunes change in week 5? In week 5 of the Friday Night Mix, nobody would take 7, and consequently, the Alley Cats would not be swept. They would only take 2 against the Oddballs, putting their record at an awful 4-31. It's really hard to understand. This was also a week where bowling a great game wouldn't guarantee a win, as Bill Versek, Dave Bonanno, and Scott Cooper found out. Speaking of Dave Bonanno, his awesome 678 series would propel his 5 stars over Up Your Alley. David Evans would rip another 259 game as his Sandbaggers would beat Mark It Up in spite of Lou Paliuka's outstanding 221 game. And Bud Geisy would rip a 700 series as the Steelers were excellent against the L's and C's. Hopefully, the Alley Cats will start to look like the championship team they were last season. And that'll do it for the first 5 weeks that were in the Friday Night Mixed. And I'll do another summary 5 weeks from now. And until then, so long for now!